Brand new from MILESEEY Tools, the TR20 Pro handheld thermal imaging camera. Here we go. As always, big keep on testing shout out to MILESEEY. Thanks so much for sending the TR20 in for this review. MILESEEY, a name we've seen on the channel before. MILESEEY Tools, they make some great handheld thermal imaging equipment. The TR20, as you will see, is definitely on that list. Has that gorgeous 2.8-inch color LCD display, wide temperature measuring range, auto hot and cold hotspot tracking. Yes, that's right, hotspot tracking. And of course, the high-low temperature alarm. So all of those goodies you've come to expect from a name like MILESEEY. Now, something else that is really cool about this camera is the fact that you've got one of those mounts, a 1/4-inch tripod mount for your handheld thermal imaging camera. Simply, you can put this on a stabilized tripod and do your thing without always having to hold it. Something like this. And when you have that tripod mount, as you can see, boy, it makes things a lot easier. Frees up your hands, obviously, gives you a chance to concentrate on your work at hand. So that tripod mount definitely helps. And coming with that TR20, of course, is a great solid case. Look at that. Man, that thing is rock hard protection for your thermal cam to help all those bumps along the way. We've got, of course, our USB-C charging port because it is a USB chargeable camera. And we get one of those handheld straps if you want to put a strap on it. And of course, we get our MILESEEY Tools manual. English and French and German. And a lot of great colorized images here. Now, there's a lot going on with this thermal camera, so as always with any thermal cam, read that instruction manual before you get started. I really think it's going to help just, make those unknowns a little more clear. Temperature range, temperature units, palette control, display brightness, high-low alarms, correction on the display itself. We have the USB mode as well, auto power off, snap mode, factory resets, device info. I mean, it's all here in black and white and some color too. As always, you get this great ergonomic grip on the MILESEEY. Look at that. This is a pretty thick grip for your hand. Lots of control going on here. We have a nice little rubberized thumb rest here as well, so extra traction for your hands. And pretty cool blue. I mean, we see a lot of red with thermal cameras, but check out that blue. Has a really nice tinge to it. And there is the forward-facing part of the camera as well. All in all, really nice ergonomics, really nice design that MILESEEY has incorporated into the thermal cam itself. Now, there you have two models, the TR20 and the TR20 Pro, and this one is the TR20 Pro. Turning the camera on couldn't be easier. Just simply press that power button and bada boom, bada bing. We have that welcome to Thermal Imager prompt coming up. Takes around 7 to 8 seconds from the moment you touch the button till you actually get into the camera itself. Maybe a little longer. Maybe it was more like 10 or 12. All right, with those lights turned down, you can see much easier on the eyes. And wow, what a great looking display. This is a big thermal display, giving you lots of info right off the get-go. We're looking at the battery on the top left as well. We're getting our high lows, temperature range, and of course, when it comes to thermal camera, the white, bright, whitish yellow, those are the hot spots. The darks, the blues, that's your colder spots. So when you're looking for heat signatures, white is where it's at. We get lots of presets as well with this camera. Let's click on that middle button and you can see that brings up our menu. Now, by default, we have our settings icon on the left, and we can easily maneuver this with that main thumb wheel. Imaging mode, temperature width, region, and of course our settings. And I'm going to give it a click, go into the settings itself, and you can see, boy, we have a lot of different settings, don't we? Emissivity. Now, emissivity, I've explained in previous videos, is basically the heat signature that a certain object reflects or refracts. That heat signature is unique depending on the type of thing you are measuring. So different objects, surfaces, have different forms of emissivity. Now, there are some defaults, like 0.98 is kind of a default you see on most thermal cameras in terms of that emissivity setting. But if you really want to get some finite thermal imaging temperature and hotspots, you might want to change the emissivity to reflect exactly what it is you're looking at. Okay, enough about emissivity. Let's go down to distance, and here we can change our distance as well. Right now we're set up for the optimal distance of 0.5 of a meter, just to let us know that, hey, that is the optimal viewing angle, distance that this camera can be looking at. Of course, you can change it more or less depending on what you're doing. If you want to take your thermal camera of your roof, for instance, you probably want to increase that a little bit so you have a broader range. All right, let's go down to ambient temperatures. Right now we have it in Celsius. Of course, this does Celsius as well as Fahrenheit. One USB-C connector at the top of the camera. That's it. Nothing else. No other SD card slot or anything like this. You're strictly relegated to the onboard memory. And once it is charged, it takes about 2 hours or so to get a full charge from an empty battery. So by default, the temperature range is on the normal mode from 20 Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. If you're looking at things a little bit hotter, furnaces, what have you, you want to bring that temperature range up to increase your emissivity and overall accuracy of this camera. Now, it's still going to be able to do readings, but if you can, you want to be as accurate as you can in terms of what it is you're trying to get a temperature reading of. All right, let's go down to temperature units, which we looked at before, at Celsius or Fahrenheit. And as well, we have something called pellet. Now, pellets are the way that your thermal imaging will be displaying on the screen. You know, everybody has a difference. I usually just leave it on the defaults, and it just seems to work for my brain. All right. And as well, now we have our display. Hot spots, cold spots, center spots, clock and battery, very customizable. You know, depends. How many pointers do you want to see on that display? Do you want a clean overall reading, or do you prefer to see a little bit more on your camera? I'm kind of somewhere in between. I don't want too much info, but at the same time, I don't have too much not enough info. So you can customize what you're looking at in terms of readouts on the fly. Display brightness, low, mid, or high. Of course, the higher it is, the more battery it's going to consume, so just be aware of that. Date and time, USB mode, so if you want to plug it into your computer, and it will show up as a separate USB device, and from there you can pull your images over and look at them on your laptop or desktop. All right. Let's go into something now called imaging mode. And this is where you can select what kind of images you want. The fusion rate, the offset, the thermal. I mean, sky's the limit. Once again, practice makes perfect. Play around, see what you prefer, and go for it. Temperature width, of course, bandwidth, how much temperature range do you want to see? Maybe you have something finite you're trying to determine. You can change your bandwidth range simply by clicking on that bandwidth. And region. Where in the camera do you want your pointer to be looking at? So you can, once again, have even more focus on your subject or object that you're getting that thermal reading from simply by changing your object distance. All right, that's enough for settings. Let's see this thermal camera in action. All right, here we are staring at a computer. Let's put it up against that thermal imaging camera and see what kind of a reading we're getting. And you can tell hotspot at the upper left hand of the corner. That is where the CPU is located. If you want to take a picture, simply hold down on the trigger button for a second, and successfully saved. All right, here I am in part of the studio. Let's just take our thermal camera and just get a reading on anything that's going to generate a little bit of heat. Well, that microphone isn't too hot now, is it? I'm going to go through some of the different color palettes, and you can easily change the display imaging just by holding down on that scroll wheel, and you'll see what I mean. So here we go, changing the different presets on the fly. You don't have to go into any submenu. You can do it as you're looking at your subject. That's super handy. Multiple different display modes. I still prefer the original, and what a great quality image it's getting. Oh man, this thing is just super crisp in terms of that imaging display quality. Now we have a little bit of stutter, as you can see there. Now the stuttering is fair to say not too often compared to some of the thermal cameras out there. It really seems to calibrate rather quickly. Here we are on the soldering bench, and you can see the soldering irons, soldering stations. Once again, the image quality here is outstanding. I mean, gorgeous. You can see exactly where that heat radiates from. Super crisp, stellar images. Microscope camera. Wow, what a great thermal image. And of course, some of the plumbing. And look at that copper pipe. Definitely have a little bit of heat coming off of that. And over to the electrical panel, definitely we got some heat signatures. So super useful in the field, at home, you name it. This MILESEEY camera is definitely going to help you out, especially if you're a DIY kind of guy. Cannot beat having a thermal camera as part of your toolkit. Now once we're in the camera, simply hit that scroll button and we can go ahead and take a look at all of the thermal imaging pictures we have taken. And to get out of the folder, hit the red button, hit it again, go into a secondary folder, press enter, and bada boom, bada bing, we are in. So really easy to operate, really easy to set up your directory structure however you want it as well. So there we have it in a nutshell. MILESEEY, one very simple to operate, very user intuitive thermal imaging camera. Takes some absolutely gorgeous high-res pics. Closing thoughts, the MILESEEY TR20 thermal imaging camera. Oh, what a great unit to work with. This is so user-friendly, feels so good in the hands. Feels like $1,000,000. And guess what? It isn't. It is a relatively inexpensive thermal camera that will definitely get you where you need to go with your thermal imaging capabilities. The only downside to the TR20 Pro is the fact that we can't take thermal videos, so you are relegated to pictures only. That being said, those are some gorgeous high-res pictures with a lot of user customization as well. And a lot of times, honestly, you really don't need a video. All you need is a nice high-res picture to determine where a fault lies. So this one will have you covered, that I can guarantee. All in all, great unit, well made, solid in the hand, and extremely good battery life. Way better than some of the thermal cameras I've come across. The MILESEEY TR20 Pro thermal camera extraordinaire gets a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Hey, thanks again, MILESEEY, for sending this unit in for review. What a good-looking thermal camera. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till the next one, keep on testing.